Good timing.
What do you mean good timing?
For you running.
Oh.
Hi, everybody.
How's it going?
We are back for our October
Live.
live.
October Live, yeah. We made it. I didn't want to do it today. I didn't feel like it. I wasn't in the mood. But, you know, that's what we got, two of us. Accountability over here. Marta. How's it going, Victoria?
Hi, Tracy.
Thanks for joining us. What's going on? Mom's
Hey,
here.
Connie.
So, yeah, I didn't feel like doing it, but here we are doing it. And that's good we're doing it. We've got to do it at least once a month, right?
Why didn't you feel like doing it?
I don't know, just, lazy. Being lazy. Right?
Can't be lazy.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta make money.
Yeah. Well, this doesn't make us money, but, it's nice to talk to people.
It is.
Get some messages out.
That's just it.
So we recently just finished celebrating our 14-year wedding anniversary. So that happened this week, October 17th, 2009. We
Tied the knot.
Tied the knot, made the plunge. And we're still here, so smiling.
Thank you for everybody who reached out and obviously sent some beautiful wishes for us, calls, cards. Our lovely neighbors, they actually brought over a pie, which I had just before this live, with some coffee.
Not the whole pie.
Not a slice. Two, actually.
A nice bottle of wine. Oh, you had two? Okay, you gonna leave me in here or what?
Listen, it's that good. I can't help it. It's an apple pie, but it has cream cheese in it with toasted almonds on top.
It's very good.
It's excellent.
Yeah, it's different. It's different.
And they brought that over.
And they brought a bottle of wine. You didn't finish the bottle of wine, right?
No, the bottle of wine
is still safely stored?
Yes.
Okay.
I think this weekend maybe we'll continue this celebration.
Okay, cool.
So thank you again. We're here. Haven't killed each other yet, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, when you work together, that kind of speeds up the process.
Of what, killing each other?
Not killing each other, but you know how
Well, the first few years working together was definitely challenging. Me coming from a construction background and you coming from a corporate background, it was definitely two different mindsets, two different abilities coming together, trying to...
Not to mention
make
personalities.
Yeah, and personalities. That's
both
always different.
Stubborn people.
Yeah, to an extent. But we both help each other out.
We did it.
Right?
We're good now. But yeah, the first year was questionable a little bit.
Yeah.
But we're here. Again, thank you very much for all the wishes. And we'll just move on.
Yeah, so we wanted to do this live. We were thinking what we're going to talk about. And we had actually recently heard from a colleague that was going through something. And actually, we've gone through it many times as well. And that is when you put your home on the market and... you set a price point and, okay, you go on the market, everything's good. And then all of a sudden you get a slew of showings and you get an offer. Like literally within the first showing, within 24 hours, you're getting an offer.
Yeah.
Right? And so I guess we wanted to talk about how sellers react when you get an offer. Okay? In that situation.
So typically, when this happens... often the seller feels, well, did we price the property too low?
Yeah, did we price the property too low?
Should we, accept this offer? Like maybe we should just ask for more money, etc. I think, so I guess the reason we want to talk about this is because we want to really help the general public understand what's happening when something like this happens. So I think it also has to do with the market you're in. Specifically right now, the market we're in obviously is a lot slower. I'm sure many of you have noticed homes are sitting on the market. They're not just, selling within days. And like we always say, that the good ones will always go first, especially if they're priced correctly. Mm-hmm. So when you see something like this and other homes too are sitting and then you get this offer on the table, and it's a great offer, let's say, but you still kind of question, are we leaving any money on the table?
It's almost like you price your home a certain way and then it only feels right if you've had like a week of showings and you've had, 10, 15 people come through your property and then someone finally gives you an offer and then that offer is what it is. And then you, as a seller, in your mind, you start thinking, okay, that makes sense. We've been on the market for a little bit. We've had some exposure and okay, we just got this offer. But it's very difficult for a seller to think that, okay, we just went on the market. We've had only one or two showings and within 24 hours, I'm getting this offer. Like, what the heck is going on? And they're giving me my asking price. Did I go too low? Well, what we have to say to that is, No, you've priced your home correctly, and that's why you are getting an offer right away. Again, we can pull out the comps and explain to you why that number makes sense, that what you're getting. We priced the home accordingly, and now we're getting that number. So if you had priced the house higher, now what would have happened? You might have been sitting on the market for a longer period of time. You
Had
might
no
have-
showings.
Or possibly
or little.
showings that do come through are not really serious, and they're using your home as a comparable to other places. So you have showings, but then they're not putting in offers. What you want is you want to have showings that transfer into offers, because there's no point in having showings and then you're not getting any offers.
Now, having said that, I mean, we've had situations where we have received an offer within, 2-3 hours after a showing. So very quickly, very aggressive. But the offer wasn't good. Like, it was significantly lower than the list price. So obviously that's an easy thing. Like, come on, we just went on the market and you bring me kind of a crappy offer. But again, I think you really have to understand the market. And when you've got tons of inventory, which is what's happening right now, tons of properties to look that buyers have to choose from. And again, we have the ability to see if other properties actually are getting showings. And when they're not, and you are, I would say, if it's a good offer, you work with that offer.
Yeah, work
don't
with that,
ever, don't, exactly. And the one thing when real estate people say, your first offer is usually your best offer.
That usually holds true.
It usually holds true. And sometimes it's hard to see when you're in it. Obviously, emotions are involved.
3-4 weeks later, you're thinking, shit,
I should have taken that offer.
Maybe worked with that offer. Maybe we shouldn't have negotiated so hard that made the buyers run away.
Right.
Go to another property.
But again, I think it's all about understanding the market. And your realtor, the professionals, should be able to guide you through that decision-making process. Because ultimately, it is your decision as a seller. All we could do is provide you with information and advise you what we feel is right to do or wrong, or how to negotiate with that offer.
And it's funny how, $30,000 of a list price can make a difference between getting showings and also not even getting showings, but also turning those showings into offers. $30,000 can make a difference.
Yes.
Not sure why that number is what it is. I guess it also depends on the price point. But I mean, that $30,000 can make a difference between a buyer even coming to your house, or the buyer that did go through your house put an offer on your house as opposed to putting their offer on another house. And we always think of ways of how we can explain this to our clients. And one way we think is that, okay, you think that we've sold it too low, or this offer is like, how are we getting an offer? Do we price it too low? All right, well, is your house worth an extra $20,000, $30,000? And maybe their answer is going to be yes. And then we say, okay, well, how long is it going to take us to get that $20,000, $30,000? Maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks of showings. In this type of market, you don't know. You might be longer than 2-3 weeks. You might not even get that number. And in that 2-3 week period that you're waiting to get that extra 20-30 G's,
you're losing.
The market could be starting to fall. You could be getting more competition, more places that are just like yours, that are priced better, that are getting offers. So we always say, is it worth it to get an extra $20,000, $30,000 when you don't know what's going to happen in the next 2, 3, 4 weeks with that type of market? You could say we're going to hold out, and then 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later, oh shoot, the market's gone down about $15,000, $20,000. We should have taken that offer.
Again, coming from a seller's perspective, we're not talking pennies. $20,000, $30,000, even $10,000 is a lot of money, especially today with everything else is expensive, and your next purchase, you might be going up in price or whatever the case may be. That it's not small money that we're talking about. So for them, the answer is, well, yes, I will wait 3 weeks for that $20,000, $30,000 more. I think the difference is understanding the market.
Yeah.
And if you're seeing that the market is at a decline, meaning more homes are sitting on the market, you've got inventories piling up, all that's doing is bringing down those prices down further. So your $20,000 or $30,000 that you're hoping to get next time around in 3 weeks or 2 weeks, whatever that case, likely, if we are in this type of market, is not going to happen.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I always want to remind sellers is you're still stuck for the next 2-3 weeks to keep your house clean or ready for showings at any point.
When you leave the house in the morning to go to work, you got to make sure it's all clean.
Perfect. You obviously have to be flexible, even with showings coming in last minute, whatever the case, right? Because again, at the end of the day, you are trying to sell. So getting those showings in is critical.
And another huge thing that is really, really important, and we talk about inventory on the market. We talk about competition, other homes that are in competition with yours that are similar in similar price ranges. We talk about all those things. All those things break down to absorption rate. So a really, really important question to ask your realtor.
You have to define absorption rate again.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
So that's a really important thing is absorption rate. And what absorption rate is it's a percentage based on a 1 month period. So at 25%. So right now we're sitting at 25% absorption rate. And what that means is that in a 1 month period, if 10 homes come in the market, that only 25% of them will sell. So 2 homes will sell in that 1 month period. So that means there's going to be 8 homes still left on the market. So an absorption rate is really, really important because if you are on the market, you should be on the market that you're motivated to sell. And if it's only a 25% absorption rate, well, that's a very, very small window of selling opportunity in that 1 month period because if 25% of the homes are going to be sold, that leaves 8 homes on the market still. With another month coming up, let's say another 10 homes come on the market. Now you're at 18 homes at a 25% absorption rate. Well, I don't know the math on that one, but you see where I'm going with this. The inventory keeps going up and the absorption rate keeps on getting lower. So the lower the absorption rate, the less homes are being sold in a month. When we were at the height of the market a couple of years ago, we were at like 130% absorption rate. So just kind of a contrast in comparison.
There wasn't enough homes for the amount of buyers that were out there. And this is why we had multiple offers.
Which is still the case. There's still tons of buyers out there.
Yes.
But they're taking their time. They're being picky. They're weary of what's going to happen October 26th when the mortgage rate announcement comes out.
And also, I think there's a lot of buyers who are really trying to shop for a deal.
Oh, of course. Lot. Everybody wants a deal. And if they can get it, I mean, honestly, the next 2 months before Christmas, this is the time to get a deal.
Agreed. I mean, like, you've done the stats. We're just seeing the numbers. The numbers aren't looking great. Okay, they are obviously
continuing to decline.
Exactly. Days on the market are going up.
Inventory piling up.
Exactly. So once again, I mean, buyers have choices, and also they're not really running to go get a house. So back to the point of pricing your home a certain way. And if you're like, well, okay, I got an offer, or we got showings, like, did we list it too low? No. You didn't. You know why? Because that's exactly what you want. The more showings you have, the likelihood of you getting an offer is very high.
And you have to price your home, so your property, at today's market value. Not, 2 weeks ago, Jack down the road with the same exact house as mine sold for this much money. Believe it or not,
Jack was lucky.
In the market that we're in right now, 2 weeks is a very long time. And a lot of things can happen in a 2 week period in a real estate market. All you need is one seller that is in financial stress, that needs to sell, that has the same house as yours, that comes on the market $50,000 less than you, and takes it another $20,000, $30,000 less than that. And that'll happen. That screws up the comparables for that area instantly.
Which we also have seen this now happen in few neighborhoods. Freehold townhomes are selling in the prices of condo towns.
Some of them. And then that screws up the market.
That now has changed those condo towns.
Now the prices go down.
Prices are going down. I mean, so how can you justify to get more or similar prices as a freehold townhouse? You can't. And again, that is all understanding the market and watching it very closely.
Like, for instance, if we were looking in Milton last week, I looked in Milton just to see how many townhouses were on the market. Freehold townhouses, not including condo towns, just freehold townhouses in Milton.
And it starts from all price ranges.
93 townhouses available in all of Milton. And obviously, like Marta said, ranging in price ranges all the way from, the low end, 700,000, all the way up into 1.2, 1.3 million. So
Thursday or Friday of
Something
last
like
week.
that.
And I looked at those numbers beginning of the week last week. So I looked, let's say on Tuesday, it was 60, I think 3 or 67. Come Friday, we were at 93, you said?
Yeah, 93. So
In a matter of what, 3 days?
yeah, so if you're in a price range of, let's say, between 900 and a million, well, in that 900 to a million mark of townhouses out of the 93, well, there's bound to be at least, 20 or 30 houses in that price range that you're looking at. So we're just trying to say competition is fierce. If you're pricing your home and you're getting an offer right away of list price or very close to, then you and your realtor have done a great job pricing the property, because if it was worth more, believe me, you would be getting more.
And that, I think that it's good that you kind of brushed upon this point, because it is the truth. If your house is meant to sell for more than what's listed, you're gonna sell for more than what it's listed. Because not only will only one buyer see this value, no, there's gonna be multiple, and that's how this will happen. We've seen it happen time and time again, where you're not set up for multiple offers, okay?
But it just happens.
It just happens. It's just you price the house correctly,
Yeah.
where there's buyers who are going around. Keep in mind, they're the ones shopping, so they see value, right?
Yeah. And another thing to keep in mind too is that, listen, as fun as buying a house is, and it can be fun, and it can be entertaining, and it's exciting, as much as all those things are great, listen, when you're having a difficult time finding that perfect house, and it's 3-4 weeks into the search, and you've gone through 30 or 40 houses, we don't, because this is our job, but the buyers can tend to get a little bit frustrated. They tend to start losing hope. And sometimes you have those buyers that will come across the property that ticks all the boxes, and they're like, I don't want to bother negotiating. Just give them a strong offer. Boom, let's be done with it. Right?
Exactly.
And,
Yep.
and if it just happens to be that your house is the one that's been on the market for only 24 hours and that buyer comes along, well, it is what it is. Match made in heaven. All right? Anyways, guys, I guess, do you have any other points to say?
No, so like we said, just touching back.
I was kind of like just shutting it down there without even like asking you.
Well, I think the other point is, we've mentioned there's going to be great deals to be had if you're looking to make a purchase. We typically find that after Remembrance Day, so November 11th, there are obviously sellers who are kind of
Start going to panic mode.
yeah,
If
and they're like, we need to sell before the holidays,
because if they were trying to sell up to this point
and they weren't successful.
and they were successful and they need to sell by a certain time frame, and let's say that time frame is before the new year, well, let me tell you, the push is going to be on. And if you're a buyer and you're looking for something in the next couple of months, I'm telling you, there's going to be some deals out there. Not to mention that a lot of people that purchased their property 2-3 years ago are going to be coming up for renewals. Well, guess what? Interest rates are way different than they were 2-3 years ago. So there's going to be a possibility that a small percentage, maybe 15-20% of these new renewals that are coming up in the next couple months, they might not be able to afford their renewal. Well, guess what that means? For sale sign on the lawn, and they're going to have to sell. And if they're not successful in a certain amount of time, they're going to keep dropping that price until they are.
Yeah. So keep that in mind. If you know of anybody who's, thinking of making a purchase, there's great deals that will be out there. There's tons of inventories. There's tons to choose from. And now it seems like the buyers now are wearing, the hat where they get to negotiate.
Yeah.
Not like it was in the seller's market where you pretty much gave everything and your grandma to the seller to get the house.
And so just a quick note, in case you don't know, we got 2 places on the market. One place is a lease unit, commercial unit for any kind of medical practice except for dental. And that's up in the Newmarket area at
Brand new plaza.
Harry Walker Parkway. So very, very brand new plaza, great place if you want some more info.
404 in Davis?
441 Davis Drive, yeah. So if you want more info on that, or maybe you know someone that is looking to start the medical practice, great place, never been used.
Attached to a pharmacy.
3 offices, 1 storage room, attached to a pharmacy, great place. Check it out. And then we also have a condo townhouse in Milton on the market for $669,900, and that's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom.
2-bedroom.
3 washroom. How many square feet?
1229.
There you go. So that place on the market, check it out. If you want some more info on that, let us know, and we're happy to send it over. Other than that, hopefully you guys enjoyed our October live. Man, I didn't want to do this live, but I'm like ready to rock
you
and
have
roll.
coffee?
I know you had the espresso before we started, but
I'm the calm one here.
I'm getting a little excited.
All right, let's go sell some
Maybe because
homes.
it's Thursday night football.
Oh, God. All right, guys. Until next time, see you next month, where we will obviously dissect what's been going on in the market, including the interest rate announcement and how it will affect the market. Take care. Have a good rest of the week.